In this video, I'll be demonstrating how I force-fed one of my green tree monitors. Unfortunately, this green tree monitor was not eating, so I had to take action and force-feed it. Before proceeding, I let the green tree monitor soak in this tub so it could hydrate if need be. In the past, I have force-fed other reptiles, but I have never force-fed a green tree monitor, so I had to take it slow to make sure that everything went smoothly. For this video, I'll be feeding this monitor 2 frozen-thawed pinky mice. This is never a reptile keeper's ideal situation because it causes a lot of stress on the reptile, and you can see in the video the reptile just does not like this. All I can do is try my best to move slow and gently, not hurt the monitor, and try to keep it as relaxed as I possibly can, but it's difficult. At this portion of the video, I was really trying to figure out how I can secure this lizard's head and neck at the same time. It was a challenge because the lizard had such a long neck. But the goal is to keep the lizard's head secure so he could wedge its mouth open and get the food inside of it. You can see that it's trying to escape by moving backwards. I didn't want to proceed until it stopped moving so much. At this point, I was trying to figure out how to get the monitor's mouth open without hurting it. You can kind of see that I'm using my thumb and other index finger as a brace for its neck so I can keep its head and neck perfectly still. I noticed that the monitor lizard started tongue flicking, so I wanted it to pick up on the scent of the mouse. It was challenging to maintain a good grip with one hand, so I had to put it back in the water to reset. At this point, I couldn't tell if the monitor liked the scent of the mouse or thought that was my finger, but I was glad it was opening its mouth because it made it easier for me to force feed it. This was the tricky part, getting the mouse in there and having the monitor lizard swallow it and not choke by any means. The thing I was focusing on the most was once the mouse was in the lizard's mouth and throat, that I would see it use its throat muscles to swallow it. That way, I would know it was a success. The only thing I could really do at this point was be as gentle as possible. I was letting the lizard sit there in hopes that it would swallow the mouse all on its own. At this point in the video, I was using gravity in hopes that the mouse would just slide into the back of the lizard's throat and then he would swallow it. But of course, he had other plans. It was then time to reset and try again. I was hoping that he would continue opening his mouth like he did in the beginning, but had no such luck at this point. This is the type of force feeding I really despise doing, but it has to be done sometimes. You pry the lizard's mouth open and then keep it open with one finger and put the food in with the other hand. I lightly pressed on the lizard's mouth to try to entice it to chew on its own. You can see here that he finally swallowed the first mouse. Once the first mouse was down, I wanted to let him settle down a little bit and make sure that he didn't regurgitate it. Now I'm going to repeat that same exact process with the second mouse. Once I get the mouse to this point, I kind of try to massage the mouse down his mouth into his neck. In my opinion, this is one of the worst aspects of being a reptile keeper, because once in a while you get an animal that is either not eating or sick, and you have to do whatever you can to get it some calories. Here I was trying to figure out whether it swallowed the mouse or not yet. I was pretty sure at this point that it swallowed the mouse, but I just wanted to be sure, so I put it in the water to swim around a little bit to make sure that it didn't regurgitate it and that it was breathing fine. You can see here how much weight this monitor really lost. I mean, they are supposed to be skinny, but their tail should not be that skinny by any means. Once I knew that the monitor was going to keep its food down, it was time to put it back into its enclosure and then leave it be.